Hey, this is Salaam Remi, and you're logged on to Hip Hop Wired. Zhigge was actually my first production deal. So there was a brother named Dennis Davis. Dennis Davis is a famous drummer. He's playing on Stevie Wonder's Do I Do. He was Roy Ayers' drummer. He still tours with Roy Ayers sometimes. Dennis Davis was a friend of my father, and then somehow some guy he knew, his stepdaughter was dating a guy, and the guy was McKinley Waters, better known as Sound, from Zhigge, that they lived up in East Harlem side together. He came through. He's like, hey, you know what, he could rap. I heard him rapping on something. I played him a beat I had. It became a song that was on that album called Born Black. Then he was like, okay, maybe can I do another song, another demo? I was like, all right. This thing said, can I bring my crew? Because we want to do it all together. So I played him pretty much a leftover beat, which was Toss It Up. And then he brought his whole crew, and they was like, no, the Zhigge posse, and he explained that Zhigge means dressing fly, we wear Zhigge, but ultimately everyone in the industry just turned into getting jiggy, everything else, and then I ended up becoming my first group that I did their demos, did their deal, and then got the album out. I'd done demos with other artists before that, and done records with people that were kind of building, and some Craig G songs and a few other things, but that was my first 100% me. That got me out of college to finish my album in time, and I never went back. At that time, I used to be with Funkmaster Flex all the time. Jessica Rosenblum, who still does parties and everything else, was managing Flex at the time. And he just started Hot 97, so I was on the air with him. And I just had out the Mega Banton record, Soundboy Killin'. At the time, Jessica, I think, might have been roommates or close friends with Jeff Burrows, who was the Fugees product manager. So he's like, yo, I need something like that reggae record with the beat underneath it. So he calls me up to Columbia and says, yo, can you help me with this group? And he plays me the acoustic version of the Fugees doing vocab. Yo, we need a record, Nappy has a single. Can you come up with something? And it was pretty much the industry shuts down after Thanksgiving, no more checks. So I was like, all right, well, if I can find this check right here, then I'll do that. And I remember having the cassette with the date on it. I did that December 13th, 93. So it's pretty much 20 years ago. It was the first Nappy Head session that we did, and then it came out early 94. And it started the build up into the score. Nappy Heads, then the vocab remix. I did my vocab remix. They took the rhymes, flipped it into their vocab remix. That was single 2. And then we were actually working on a song for Clockers. And actually we did a song that never came out that Spike didn't use. And then during that session, we did fugee-la. And then after I did fugee-la, a lot of the score was basically based around that. Hey, you gotta get the band's approval. With Nas. I guess Made You Look Serious with him and AZ. I'm a B-boy, so I always want to hear the break beats, whatever. There's a joint called Talk of New York that never came out. That was Street's Disciple, Leftover. Nah, you just took it off the album. That's just Nas. Can we put this on the album? I don't know. Like for me, the Street's Disciple album had Serious, Talk of New York, a few other things up at the beginning that was supposed to start the album, and I'm like, yes. And then I was like, I don't know about this. And I'm like, oh, you're killing me. But anyhow, Life is Good. Black Bond is my joint. And probably like 4 or 5 joints nobody's ever heard. I just be knowing them in my head, you know what I'm saying? Just like how the rhymes go and how it all falls.